2 of I Will Learn Something. I'll put a little card up here so you can have links to the other episodes. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to take the MPC-X looper function and actually make this thing useful in a live situation. It isn't really good for live performing. The looper is not really, it doesn't have the functionality that you really need to be able to do stuff on the fly in real time. Now you can overdub with it, you can kind of do like, you can layer things with it, but as soon as you put a sound over the top of another sound, you can't access the first sound. So you really have to be mindful, and it kind of takes away the performance aspect when you're constantly thinking of what you need to do with your loop. So I think I've found a way to make it so that you can do your live performances using the looper and keep them in sync flawlessly every single time. So what I'm gonna do is use the little IK Multimedia Uno synth, which I'll do a separate kind of video on soon. With the iPad, it's a really great mono synth. It sounds really, really good. So what I'm gonna do is use this in conjunction with the looper in the MPC, and I'm gonna do an unedited piece of footage to show you how you can use it. Now this isn't gonna be a crazy musical type of video. This is gonna be more of a tutorial, but I'm not gonna listen to a bunch of garbage on here. So if it doesn't sound right, I'm just gonna delete what I just did and keep it moving, because I don't wanna cut it. I wanna show you guys that you can actually make this work. Now I did see a video, I wanna give a little credit to TubeDigger, where he showed how you can use the step sequencer to place exported looper files in time so that they will always trigger. But it's a big process. You have to export it, then go to the step sequencer, place it, and then mute the track, and it's just a whole bunch of stuff. I found a shortcut, and I want to share that with you guys right now. One thing I needed to tell you is that before you can start this process, you do have to go into your program settings. So you go to Work, and then you click Master. And what you have to do, when you click on this, usually it's set to mono mode. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that that's on poly. For this looper system that I've just shown you, you want it to be on poly so that all four, you can do as many pads as you want. I can trigger all of these. I can do all of them if I want to. This is just an example of how it works. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you that there's nothing, let's clear that. So there's nothing on this program, okay? Nothing on the pads whatsoever. Alright, I'm just using the default program, Program 1. And we got a sound here. So we'll go ahead and start the recording. Now, I just triggered all four of these pads at the same time. And when that comes back around, you'll see. Boom. Okay? Now the trick is to not stop your recording. Okay, so you hold down Shift, go to Sampler, and now you're in your looper. Okay, you see you got your looper. Now, the settings on here are sync, play, and overdub. But you want play because I don't want to put sounds over top of the sounds that I'm making. I want to export each sound that I make in the looper. So I got it coming into 1 and 2. You can see all four pads are constantly triggering at the start of the sequence. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and toggle that on. Alright. Now I'm going to export it to this first pad. Now let's see if it worked. There you go. So, There's now a sound on this first pad without stopping the MPC to load in another sound. Okay? Now let's go ahead and do another one. We'll go ahead and export that to number 2. Keep. See? That is not difficult to do, folks. Alright? Let's see if we get another sound. Alright, let's get this kick in. Okay? Export it to the third pad. Keep it. All right. All right, we're gonna do that. Envelope setting on this first. Take out the attack. Okay, here we go. Export it to the fourth pad. Keep it. Clear it. That's a looper, folks. And alright, now I'll show you what we ended up with was a sample on each pad, individual samples. Okay, I think that's pretty cool. I hope that this is something that can be useful for you. Please subscribe to my channel. I like to do stuff like this. I know it's going to be useful for me. This is the second episode, and I will be using some of the gear that I have in different ways. I'm going to read the manuals so you don't have to. Let me know what you think. Let me know if this is useful and helpful. I didn't do anything tricky. There's no special settings or anything. The key is to just let it ride out once you hit play and record. All right, later.